Welcome to lesson 86 of our interactive notes. We're working on making a line plot, but this time we're looking at fractions. So our scale is going to be fractions instead of whole numbers. And that's going to be pages 49 and 50. So here, our content objective for 4th grade, MD measurement data B4. I can make a line plot to show measurements involving fractions. Language objective, I can use vocabulary related to plotting data to make line plots. Social objective, I can work with others to use models to create line plots. Okay, so here, this time, instead of our scale being whole numbers, they're going to be fractions. Now it's hard to see the data on this, so there's something you're going to need to write down soon. But it says here, a line plot can be used to display data related to measurements, including those with fractions. Okay, this box, it's hard to read, but it says, the students in Miss Johnson's class measured their heights to the nearest foot. The data, they organize the data using a tally chart. Use the tally chart to create a line plot. So our scale is heights of students in feet. And the tally chart is just making those marks, and then for every, once you get to 5, you put a line across it to indicate groups of 5 to make it easier for counting. So those are the tally marks. Now here, our measurement, we have 4 and 1/4. 4 and 2/4 or 1/2, and 4 and 3/4. So our scale is always going to be the same units. So we're adding 1/4 each time. 4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. So we start with 4, then 4 and 1/4, and down here 4 and 2/4, 4 and 3/4. So similar to the whole numbers, except instead of going up by increments of 1 whole, we're going up in increments of 1/4, or amounts of 1/4. So we add the same amount each time. All right, now, so these lines are to help us. Remember, an X represents one student. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tally marks at 4 feet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 X's that we need to put there. At 4 and 1/4 or 4 1/4 feet, we have a group of 5 and one more. So we have 6 X's we need to put on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 and 2/4 or 4 1/2 feet, we have a group of 5 tally marks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here at 4 3/4 or 4 3/4, we have 3 people. 1, 2, 3. So you should have 4, 6, 5, 3. All right. Down here, Jack has a variety of bugs in his collection. He has represented the data in the tally chart. The data from the tally chart will be used to complete the line plot. Place an X above each measurement every time the value occurs on the line plot. So at this time, an X represents one bug. And here, our scale, we're looking at lengths. Length of bugs in inches. We have no numbers down here. Let's see. Start with 0. And we're going to go to 1. And our increments are going up by 1/4. So here's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and then 4/4 or 1 whole. So we have 2 bugs that measure 1/4 of an inch. We have 3 bugs that measure 2/4 of an inch or half of an inch. We have 4 bugs. So here we have that tally chart again. Actually, this has a line across it. It's hard to see. But we have 5 bugs that each measure 3/4 of an inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have 3 who measure 4/4 or 4/4. That is 1 whole. 1, 2, 3. So the difference between this lesson and the last lesson is that our units that are increasing are going up by fractions. Okay, this chart is hard to see what the units are, but this is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and then, oh, I'm sorry. This one's 2/4. This one is 3/8. This is 7/8. This is 1/4, 3/4, 1/2, and 1/8. So this one's interesting. We're looking at butterfly wingspan. So length in inches of our butterfly. So this is length of butterfly wingspan in inches, and 1x represents 1 butterfly. Now we're starting, in this case, there's no numbers less than 1, so we're starting at 1 and we're going up to 2. Now this is actually cut into 8s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 1 and 1/8. This one's 1 and 2/8, but that can be simplified to 1 and 1/4. This is 1 and 3/8. This is 1 and 4/8 or 1 1/2. This is 1 and 5/8. 1 and 6/8 or 1 and 3/4. 1 and 7/8. 1 and 8/8 or 2 whole. So we have 1 butterfly at 1 1/4. This is butterfly number 1. Butterfly number 2 was 1 and 2/4 or 1 1/2. Because 2/4 equals 1/2. 4/8 equals 1/2. 2/8 equals 1/4. Those are where those numbers are coming from. We just simplified them. We have butterfly number 3 was at 1 and 3/4. Butterfly number 4 was at 1 and 2/4 or 1 1/2. Butterfly number 5 was at 1 and 3/8. Butterfly number 6 was at 1 and 7/8. Butterfly number 7 was at 1 and 1/4. Butterfly number 8 was at 1 and 3/4. Butterfly number 9 was at 1 1/2. Butterfly number 10 was at 1 and 1/8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 butterflies represented. Now you have to be careful, because you could have thought that there was one butterfly here, two butterflies here, three butterflies. But this is the butterfly number. Butterfly number 1, butterfly number 2, butterfly number 3. So it's very important that you're reading the information in your table to help you make your line plot. Okay, let's go ahead up to this one. Again, our numbers are kind of hard to see. This one's 5. This is 5.5. Okay, 6, 6.5, and 7. So here it says the students in Mr. Rice's class measured the lengths of their pencils to the nearest ½ inch. They organized the data using a tally chart. Use the tally chart to create a line plot. So our scale is pencils, or lengths in inches. So our smallest number is 5. Then it's going up by ½ inches. 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7. Okay, based on our tally chart, we have a group of 5 at 5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have a group of 4 at 5.5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a group of 6 at 6 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a group of 3 at 6.5. 1, 2, 3. We have a group of 4 at 7 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, on this one, we have 8. Then we have 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10. This one says, Hannah and her classmates tracked the number of books they each read last month to the nearest half book. They organized the data using a tally chart. Use the tally chart to create a line plot. So this is, our scale is number of books read in a month. So our lowest number is 8, and they're going up in increments of 1/2. That's what it told me. So 8.5, 9, 9.5, 10. So here in my tally chart, I have 3 people, because each X is representing a person who read 8 books. This with the line across tells me there's 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 who read 8.5 books. We have a group of 5 and one more, so 6 people read 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 4 people who read 9.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 3 who read 10. Okay, this last one is a little easier to see the numbers. Several students participated in the annual Run a Fun marathon. Represent the data from the tally chart on the line plot and answer the questions. So we don't have any questions this time. We're just making our line plot. So the scale we're looking at is distance run in kilometers. And it looks like our scale is going up by 1/8. So we're going to start with 0, then 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and 8/8 are 1 whole. This one could also be written as 1/4, because you can simplify that. This one could be written as 1/2, and this one could be written as 3/4. So we have 2 people who ran 1/8 of a kilometer. We have 3 people who ran 2/8 or 1/4 of a kilometer. We have 4 who ran 3/8, 1, 2, 3 of a kilometer. We have, it's hard to see, but this actually has, each of these has a line across them. So we have 5 students who ran 1, 2, 3, 4/8 or 1/2 of a kilometer. We have 5 students, 1, 2, 3, 4, who ran 5/8. We have 5, 6, 7 who ran 6/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 3 who ran 7/8 of a kilometer. And 2 who ran the whole kilometer. Okay, so now let's go ahead and practice making some more line plots using a scale with fractions in our 3-column notes.